It's time to go to work.
Yes, sir, for sure.
What are your thoughts? I mean, this big game, obviously, season opener. Notre Dame, there's a lot of history there. What is kind of the discussion among you guys in terms of just everything pertaining to the game? What is the discussion?
Just attention to detail. You know what I'm saying? Just go out there with a focus. You know what I'm saying? We're going to attack the weaknesses. We're going to adjust to their adjustments that they make and attack it hard.
Where have you and Karan? I mean, you guys are getting a lot of attention. Maybe one of the best running back duos in the country. Where have you and Karan specifically improved, and have you done anything with each other to help each other do that?
Can you say that one more time?
What have you and Karan done to help each other improve?
Work off the field. You know what I'm saying? We try to collaborate on different things, like, you know what I'm saying, over the offseason. He was the offensive coordinator, I was defensive coordinator of a U7-on-7 team, so we're just trying to collab in different ways and find each other's weaknesses and let each other know and attack them so we can, so when it comes to field time, even if it's something mentally, physically, or emotionally, everything's on point.
What stands out to you about True Wilson?
Just the willingness to learn. You know what I'm saying? He always wants criticism. You know what I'm saying? He always wants to be better. Just because he knows once you get on the field, you got to be, you know what I'm saying, at your highest level. So he just want to know all the tips and the kinks, everything about game day.
We haven't seen much of him on the field. Can you describe his playing style, his running style, maybe?
Elusive, high intensity. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get what he can. He's gonna make his plays. And Coach Jay has our bodies on the ground list and some missed tackles. So we're just racing to see who can get more BOGs.
What's it mean to you to have this Notre Dame rivalry back? Somebody from Indy and just a Michigan Wolverine to know that Notre Dame is back on the schedule?
Good. It's been all along. I watch all the old highlights of it. You know what I'm saying? And being from Indiana, South Bend, there's really nothing in South Bend. I went up there for a couple of visits. But they wasn't really messing with me like that. But so just trying to give them an opportunity to show what they missed out on and just trying to work hard.
Does that burn you? I mean, being from that state and them not really?
No, not really, because Notre Dame wasn't really a part of Indiana, just because it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, it's a hard school to get into, so they're independents, you know what I'm saying, so they really, like the Purdue and Indiana, they weren't really like at the same level, they were a little way higher up because they got a lot more exposure.
So did you get recruited by them, or?
I went there on a visit. One of my teammates who starts outside linebacker for their number 22, Asmar Bilal, I won a state championship with him, so that's going to be a good game. We can talk back and forth and compete at a high level.
How much have you been talking to him this week coming up?
Not really. I'm going to call him sometime this week. I've been focused just like he's been focused, saying for their adjustments, and they got him playing to the field, and I kind of know some of his weaknesses, so if I catch him out there one time, I have to show him what he missed out on. Back in the day, like in high school, when we have our scrimmages, I was a junior, he was a senior, so we compete hard, and he worked hard and pushed me, and I pushed him.
Chris, speaking of focus, Harbaugh said that the one thing that really stands out about Shea is his focus. But what did you notice about him when he got here? What was your initial impression, and how has that developed over time?
His focus. I like his focus, and you could tell how much something means to somebody and to see how focused they are. You know what I'm saying? And they're focused even if it's not just with his job. He's telling the running backs what they got to do, and he just getting here in the spring. He knows a lot. You know what I'm saying, being a quarterback.
What's the kind of communication like? With, I guess just the overall vibe with him through camp. I mean, how's everything kind of just meshed and come together?
It's been real good. It's more of a committee. Like when he talks, it's like he wants to hear our input. He's not just talking to us. I'm not saying any other quarterbacks do that, but he's not just talking to us and saying, hey, we're gonna do this and this. He's asking us, hey, how do you feel about this? Let's do this, let's do that. And then it's more of he wants everybody's input, you know what I'm saying, to make their jobs easier for him to protect them.
Chris, have you ever thought about what it would be like to be True Wilson, a guy you had to kind of walk on and earn things in a whole different way?
One day I was always thought about, Ben Mason told me, what if, how hungry would you be if you were a walk-on? Like do you have to have a walk-on mentality to play at a high level? And I was thinking, dang, walk on. You're not really a guy that they really was recruiting. They just went, you just took a shot. And I feel like that's it's huge for him being a walk on. You got to come here hungry. You got to do more than because some kids on scholarship here don't even put the extra time in, don't do the extra work, don't stay after practice to get extra jobs. You know what I'm saying? So having that walk on mentality is huge, just in any position you play.
Have you seen that from him? Like, what's his mentality look like?
He just picks off of me and Karan. You know, the guys he seen do it and compete at a high level. He just everything we do, he tries to emulate and use in his own way.
You mentioned South Bend and your visit there. What do you remember about the campus or anything like that?
I just remember in the locker room, you got to walk up the steps to get on the field. That's all I didn't really go out on the field because I think they were doing construction or something like that back in the day. But, yeah.
What feels different running behind this line versus last year's line?
I couldn't tell you until week 1 because a lot of things look good in practice against the scout team, but if we can't go out on the field and handle it, you know what I'm saying? So.
How comfortable do you feel in the passing game with Shea under center, maybe compared to the last couple seasons?
Good. He can extend plays. You know what I'm saying? You might have to block a little longer, but he'll always make you right in ways of, you know what I'm saying, you blocking this way, he's trying to, or you miss a block or miss a protection, somebody, he'll try to make everybody right and extend the plays for us.
Chris, I'm sure you and Karan are aware of the, praise and everything that you've gotten. Do you guys do you guys consciously know that you are among the best duo running backs?
We actually never even talked about that before. We just go at it every day and compete. You know what I'm saying? That's like we talk about all the stuff, the 24/7, all the scouts and rankings. That's just somebody's opinion. You know what I'm saying? Somebody sitting behind the desk opinion, and whatever we go do on the field is just on us. You know what I'm saying? And we could change a lot. And change the opinions of, I guess, the people who makes the opinions.
I mean, statistically, the yards per carry is there, the touchdowns, the receiving numbers. I mean, you guys got to know that you're, good players. And
yes, sir.
But that's as far as the conversation goes.
As far as it goes, because you know what I'm saying we talking about that, and we could be talking about something else with how Notre Dame adjusts to this and adjusts to that instead of, you know what I'm saying.
What have you seen?
Why is this offense going to be different this year?
We got a lot of players that have experience, good quarterback. That's where most of we failed in the past. You know what I'm saying, but other than that, everybody wants to work hard. We start out with a big game, and that should set the tempo for the season.
What have you seen out of Notre Dame's defense on tape? How much do you know about what you guys are going to try to do?
We're going to try to attack their weaknesses. They play boundary. They play. There's certain guys to the boundary and certain guys to the field. Number 22 plays to the field, so they like to send field pressure. So we're going to just try to expose them when we can and just adjust on the fly.
Do you see any comparisons to your defense?
Oh, no. Don Brown, it's a circus out on the field in practice. So the fact that we see that every day, we see people going over here, run over here, chase us, start at DN, go back to linebacker. We like, oh my God, what's going on? Like he did in South Carolina. We seen that in practice one time, and we was ready for it because they told us before practice. But being in South Carolina and seeing that, I would have lost my mind out there for real. So anything you could bring, anything a defense could bring isn't that bad.
People online are talking about your thighs. I'm sorry to bring this up, but you look bigger lower body. How much of your added strength is lower body? Do you feel it?
Yeah, I feel it a lot. Coach Herb has been a great impact. Coach Tank, Coach Rowe, Coach Tress. Everybody's just been working hard to get us what we need to be September 1st.
What strides have you made for pass protection?
Mostly the offenses put us in situations where the blocks are easier, or situational matchups, so we're not on defensive ends or defensive tackles. So being that is just helping us, articulate what we need to do.
Harbaugh said last week or whatever that Devin Bush is one of the fastest linebackers he's ever seen. Is he in your mind, and how has he improved? How can he improve on that?
He's really fast, but he's trying to. You could tell he's just like the glue to the defense in practice. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going up for him. He's giving the strength calls, blah blah blah. So he's just like the centerpiece, and he's so fast to where even if you're trying to go somewhere and you make it look, he's still there. You know what I'm saying? So just having him there, he's not like the biggest guy. Like Notre Dame's linebackers are 6'4", so the speed-wise, we're always ready for that.
talked about the offense. How has the defense has been here for Michigan the last couple of years? Maybe offense here. Has that gap closed? Do you think?
We'll see September 1st.
Do you think it has? I mean, do you think you've made those changes?
On offense?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're a couple last spring, last camp defenses, we couldn't even really do anything because, like I said, it's a circus and we don't even have all the offensive pieces like that like people still competing for spots on the line, so it's really hard. But now we're starting to compete with them and we're starting to compete with us.
Your last one for Chris. Anything else?
We've had the CE Stars event. It was important to you. How did that begin? What has your work been like with that?
It's good. Just trying to give kids the opportunity to play at a high level and get exposure and play 7-on-7. Instead of playing flag starting to turn into you don't need to play flag to play at a high level in Michigan. You need a 7-on-7 and the man-to-man, the cover two. You know what I'm saying? Just giving the kids opportunity to learn.